Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of Matt and Rob talk about F1. As always, I'm Rob, and with me today is
Matt, like
Hey!
every time. Rob and
every
Matt.
time Rob and Matt. It's on the it's in the title, it's on the tin. It's us two doing a podcast. What are we talking about today, Matt?
We're talking about Formula One, the World Championship, and we're talking about the Sochi, the Russian Grand Prix, really.
The Russian Grand Prix in Sochi in the 2020 season.
2020 for sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely the special year. Yeah.
the special the special year out of all the years. Not in a good way, but in a kind of weird and bad way.
In the 2000s, I think that's one of the most special years we had so far.
So, well, 2001 wasn't great.
Yeah, 2008, 9 also, but I mean that's probably one of the worst, I would say.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not one of the best ones. But yeah. Anyway, talking about Formula One, going into Russia and Sochi, what were your expectations? What were you hoping for, wanting to see?
I mean, it's a weird track, to be fair. It's always like, oh, it gives us something good, or it's just the most boring race ever. I was hoping to be like at least surprised or something happened. Weather is always was always nice there. I think I've never seen any kind of rain or anything there, so
No, yeah,
it
I
wasn't
don't think so.
really something that. And I've seen no one like wanting rain or like expecting rain, so it was not a thing people were hoping for. I don't know. I think we got like I would say average race with at an average track. I'd say it's an average weekend.
An average. So you were hoping for a bit of excitement on an average track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't hoping for more, but like for a lot. Just
Yeah.
because of
Well,
the
I mean,
track
we're
history.
always hoping for a ton. If any of you have ever seen our predictions, sometimes we hope for too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite interesting because it was a bit of a break, so teams had time to bring a couple more upgrades, and there were a couple of new things that teams brought to Sochi. I don't know if you saw about the Racing Points and their upgrades.
I didn't see much. No, I didn't really look into it. No.
No, fair enough. I mean, it was interesting to me because basically they bought a ton of upgrades for one car. I don't know if they had enough for two cars, but because Stroll had an accident last time around.
Oh yeah. It was Magellan.
And they
the big crash.
they absolutely destroyed his car. Well, they had to.
Him
The
and then the
had to,
marshals, both of them together, just like they finished it.
Yeah, so between that car and so this time around, they didn't have enough parts. Apparently, I don't know, to put the like a new sort of the upgraded version on both. So they gave it to Stroll, which didn't.
I think it's because also he's leading the championship, like compared to Perez. He's higher.
Yeah, he is leading the championship, isn't he? But obviously Perez wasn't particularly happy about that. He's sort of the one who's being kicked out, and doesn't. How many points difference is there? I think there's only like 7 points difference or something like that. Maybe not.
I mean, today, like if we count this weekend, probably because
Oh no, from this weekend, yeah, from this weekend, I think there's 1 point difference now.
Yeah.
So, but still, Stroll got it. And yeah, I think Ferrari bought a couple of upgrades as well, from what I saw, but I don't know how much they were hoping, that would sort of improve for them.
Probably not much, to be fair, but
Not much, no. They weren't hoping for any miracles. Do you want to? Shall we talk about the qualifying? Our qualifying predictions from last time.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
My camera's going absolutely crazy. I realized. Apologies. Right, for the Russian Grand Prix. Is this right?
I think that's the one there. No.
Is it that one there?
I think so.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm currently
we lost
not
in our
exactly.
files.
We're completely lost to what we said and what we wrote down.
But I think that's the one. Yeah. I think you said Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, and I said Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas.
Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, yeah. Um,
Uh, and the end result was it was Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas. So I got it right.
you got it
Apparently,
right. You got
I
it
got
right.
100%. That's insane.
Hey.
Did it happen yet? I don't think it happened. My God.
I don't think it happened. I don't think. Well, I think I got 100% once. I
Yeah,
think in the
yeah, true,
Barcelona Grand Prix,
true. Yeah,
I guessed. I guessed the standard combo. To be honest, I guessed Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. So, you know, but
I
that's
put a little
crazy. Like
difference
that,
in there, you know. Like I felt it. I
exactly.
was
Yeah,
like,
that
Whew.
was just a you know touch difference, and that's nice. Yeah, interesting qualifying. I think. I mean, the end result is sort of Hamilton on top again, but it didn't look like Hamilton was even going to get into Q3 for a bit
It
then.
was tight. It was tight. Yeah, for sure.
It was really tight. I don't know if I didn't find the like official figures, but like it was a couple
It
of
was
seconds.
1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds. Wow. So basically, in Q2, Hamilton had his first time deleted for exceeding track limitations.
Yeah,
Right? And then he
yeah.
was on a second fast lap, like I think 2 to 3 minutes before the end. So like plenty early, went out plenty early on medium tires to have a bit of a different strategy to most of the other teams, which would have really helped in the race. And then Sebastian Vettel did it again and put his beautiful red car into the wall, into the barriers.
I mean, maybe if we build it back up, it's gonna be better than the one he crashed. So maybe that's what he was hoping for. Like, I'm gonna break it a bit. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something wrong.
Maybe they give me Charles's car by accident, that they have to. If I break all of my cars,
Yes, let's break them
maybe
all.
maybe they run out of bad parts for me, and I just get his parts. Maybe. I mean, that could be one thinking. It was a bit of a weird crash. What do you think to it?
I think he was surprised. I think the it looked very weird. Like, that's for sure. Like, he looked like the car just didn't have grip, or like it just slip out of the racetrack. He was just like the rear tires just didn't like stick to the track. He couldn't do anything really.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and people were saying, oh, that's a topic I have to talk about in a minute. So I'm in Germany currently, and I was watching the German version and commentating, which was terrible. We'll talk about it in a sec. But people were saying that he sort of clipped the curbs and stuff like that.
Apparently, that's what he did. Yeah, like the
Apparently
sausage
that's what he
curve.
did. But again, like, it's crazy for his car to like do a 180 on him. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
yeah,
it was. Like, I think, but the sausage curve is kind of high, so I think maybe it probably just clipped it and like lifted the car just a tiny bit, and then probably like just a fraction of a second that you lose of like grip on the
yeah,
outside of the cone just like makes the tire completely just slide.
yeah.
That's
Well,
probably just
it was yeah, just enough for him to like lose it like that.
smallest margins.
But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, luckily Charles was able to avoid him.
Yeah,
Because that looked similar to an accident we've seen like a year ago in Formula 2.
yeah, slower speed, but yeah, he was. He was on the side.
Obviously slower speed, but the sort of the Formula 1's cars are getting safer, but that bit where a car stopped sideways on a track and one
That
is
is never good.
approaching,
Yeah, that's the worst you can hope for.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's not really much you can do. Yeah, for that kind of thing. So yeah, luckily both of them are okay.
Yep.
And it was, I don't know which year it was, but Vettel was trying to, I think he was quite annoyed with himself, or he was trying to help the marshals. I'm not sure, but he was picking up his front wing and trying to put it in the car. Maybe he knows from last weekend. That
It's so funny because there's like a montage of 4 pictures, and it's like him driving the car, and then it says like driver, mechanician, because he was like working on the car, opening the garage, and then there's like Marshall with him picking up the debris, and then I don't know, like strategist, because he was on the radio saying like, we're gonna do this strategy. So it's like
Yeah.
Vettel doing all the jobs at the racetrack.
Amazing, yeah. So not even is he only doing all the jobs for his team, but now he's also doing jobs on the racetrack for other people. Yeah, quite nice, quite considerate. I'm not sure why he was doing it, but it was quite fun. Yeah. I don't think he would have necessarily got out of Q2 anyway.
I think even
Um,
Charles didn't get out of Q2, so I think that was pretty much,
Oh no, he didn't, did he?
Yeah, no
right? It's
one.
because
Both Ferraris were
y-
out, so you know.
yeah, and Charles was pretty pissed off, I think, or annoyed because he was also one that was caught up in the last. Obviously, his lap was aborted because of Vettel, and then at the end he tried to do another fast lap, but the car in front of him was kind of too close, I think, for him to have enough clean air to
Yep.
get around quick enough.
I
And on the
think
radio, you can
they
actually,
end up being 10th and 14th.
yeah,
At the
that's
end.
why because it said 10th, we actually ended up being 11th
Yeah, we were
from
not
qualifying.
far in predictions because you said 12 and 15, and I said 11 and 13. So not far,
Oh
not
yeah,
right, but not far.
I mean I got Vettel right,
No, it was
and you got
14.
Leclerc.
Did you
No,
say
so
14?
you're looking at the starting grid right now
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
because Albon was actually he qualified 10th, and then I had a penalty because of a gearbox change, I think it was.
That is weird because already in the wait, that's weird. Because even in the qualifying result, it says Vettel 15.
But Vettel crashed out in Q2, so he was definitely last of that session, so he would have been 15th. And then
Oh yeah, my
Charles didn't
bad.
do
Oh my bad. Yeah, okay,
Q3.
okay,
Oh
okay,
no,
okay.
sorry. It's kind of
Yeah.
kind of
So makes sense. Yeah, you
yeah,
had Vettel right. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
yeah. So I don't know if we can count it or not, but yeah, I guess you had Leclerc right and I had Vettel right.
I
So
guess it
that's
counts. You know, it
together.
counts. It counts.
There we
It
go.
counts. You know.
Exactly. Something that was interesting, and I don't know if you spotted it because again, watching the German Grand Prix or watching the Grand Prix with German commentating was terrible. Um, if you are qualified as 11th, usually you get free tire choice. But then, if you get promoted to 10th, do you still have free tire choice?
Nope.
How does that work?
I
No?
don't think so.
You don't think so? That would make sense.
I don't think. I don't think you have. No, I don't. I wouldn't imagine. Yeah, I think you probably don't have.
Yeah. I wonder at what point they, yeah, you sort of. I guess if it was on the day, you would still be in 11th position anyway. Like you probably, if Albon had to start from the box or the pit lane. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's something I was wondering. For Leclerc, so not only did he not make Q3, he also didn't get free tire choice. That's quite unlucky, to be honest.
Yeah. And I mean, even after, I think like the Albon, even without the penalty, was still 10th in qualifying, which was very bad.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah,
Like it's
it was
weird.
because
Like
of that, right?
it's very
Is that what he
frustrating.
said? Is that
It's like you want him to do good, and it's like it doesn't. It just doesn't happen. There's every
yeah?
weekend.
Albon's
It's like,
race.
let's hope, let's
Yeah,
hope, let's hope it's gonna be good this weekend, and doesn't happen.
it doesn't.
Um, I don't know what needs to happen for him to just. I don't know. At least be closer. I think not even like be on top of Verstappen, but just like be like consistently like half of a second like next to him, even in the race,
Yeah,
like even on the racetrack, maybe like almost battle a bit. That would be nice.
that would be great to have a start. I think we got one. Did we get one weekend this year where they were like third and fourth? I think.
I think it was once, yeah, but they were not
Yeah,
close on the
once.
track. I think.
Yeah, but and that's quite cool to see for them to like line up next to each other for the race. And that's really where he needs to be. But yeah, currently he's not.
It's
I
not
mean,
happening.
yeah, but again, like I think it's. Yeah, I wonder like what the capacity is like in teams and stuff like that because Vettel and Leclerc are sort of a similar situation where Leclerc consistently performs better than Vettel.
I mean, I don't think it's fair to count this year though, because now it's like Vettel doesn't care at all. I think, and then there's also the car is so bad, and I don't think Ferrari.
Yeah,
I don't think Vettel cares, and I don't think Ferrari cares. So it's like a.
yeah, that is very true. Yeah, that I think that's fair enough.
But
To
like
say.
Albon and Red Bull definitely care. So it's a bit
Mm.
worse, I would say.
Yeah, I think Albon is just like it's the curse of the second driver
Imagine
Red
because
Bull.
since Ricardo, with no one it wasn't. We can't find this matchup still. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What else
I
had I written
think
down for the good old qualifying? Oh yeah, Stroll was saying that he had a overheating issue, and that's why he qualified.
Yeah,
What,
they
13th,
brought
if
him
I'm-
in, yeah, apparently for some heat,
Yeah,
overheating. Yeah.
which is like compared to where his teammate ended up, like that's a huge difference as well.
I mean,
And
yeah,
St-
but he
and
had a,
Stroll had
I mean, he had a
Stroll had
problem,
the new
so
parts. Yeah,
that
sorry, go on.
he had a
Yeah,
problem, so that's I think, yeah, you can't, because like last weekend, I mean, the whole pretty much start of the season, he was really good. I mean, Stroll did perform really well,
yeah,
uh, and proved that he actually deserved the seat, and like he was, Paris had a lot bad luck with the coronavirus and everything, but still, I mean, Stroll was there, like with or without him, he was still performing well. And last week he performed well until like
yeah,
the puncture.
yeah. That's true. I think that was. Yeah, that was again like it's weird
It's really,
because
yeah,
yeah, that was really weird, and also it was like it looked like it was his driver error, and it just wasn't. Like you can
yeah.
see this time I saw the onboard, the
And it's
back of
really
his tire,
unlucky.
and
It's
it's just
like with this weekend, it was like 2 weekends in a row with no points for him. That could have been
yeah,
points and big points. So
yeah. And again this weekend it's sort of like wasn't really his.
it wasn't
Shall
his fault.
we? Shall,
But yeah, let's
shall
go.
we jump into the race? Shall we
Let's
talk
go.
about
Let's
it?
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep talking about this. I mean, it looked like so because there was so much crazy stuff going on at the beginning of the race, like lap one, that he had just made an error and hit the wall
Yeah.
somehow. But from the onboard, you can clearly see that Charles hits him in the rear tire, and then his car just similar sort of situation to Vettel almost, where you try to steer against it and nothing happens.
Oh yeah,
The car
you're
just
not touching
slides off.
the track, so you just fly away. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's just bad
Did
luck. I
you?
think you can't do anything. You're just a passenger at this point. So
Yeah. Yeah. That which is crazy. Like being a passenger, I would not want to be an involuntary passenger in an F1 car. That's for
it's
sure.
not the best feeling now. And still, like I think like
No,
he was
no.
doing a clean start and everything. I
Yeah.
think the car was good. I think you can see Perez how he performed. I think he could have been a very good weekend for both racing points. But
Yeah, exactly. And it would have been again good to see him
shame.
perform.
I don't think there was any investigation on Charles though. That was weird.
No,
I
there
didn't
wasn't
see
like not
anything.
even like
I didn't see
yeah like
anything. Maybe I missed it,
yeah.
but I think I didn't. I don't think I saw anything. So
No, I'm pretty sure I saw an interview with Stroll, and Stroll was like just really annoyed that they didn't interview or there wasn't any investigation into Charles's sort of or the accident or incident even like
yeah,
it could
because
have
it's not really a
even if it
racing
was
incident. I
Stroll's
think
fault.
it's like if you hit someone on the
Yeah.
side and you're battling, sure, it's a racing incident. I mean, from the back, like,
Yeah. Who do you think was at fault there?
well, I think it's always the person on the back. I mean, if you're on the road, always it's the person like driving behind that should be
Yeah. If somebody
attention,
drives
it's
into
like-
the back of you.
like. I mean, if you're on the road with your car, if you, even on a ski, like on a ski, like on a ski track, yeah, you're like on a, how do you call that? Whatever. If you're skiing and someone gets you from behind, it's like still he's at fault because always you're like the slower person, you're the slower car. They should be able to brake earlier or see that you're slower and just avoid you.
Yeah, and
And
Stroll
you can't do
didn't-
anything. I mean, you can't.
No.
You can't do anything. You're there. You're at your racing line. You're taking the corner, and someone hits you in the back. You can't do anything.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those like I've seen it plenty of times, especially like last season when Ferrari was still battling with Mercedes. The like sometimes it like goes just fine. You just get a little touch and both go their own way. Most of the time, if Vettel is involved, he spins. Hamilton doesn't seem to spin that often. I don't know. Maybe we need to like get a statistic. But yeah, in this case, it just ended his race.
Yeah. I think for that
Thursday.
he should have had some kind of penalty, just because it ended his race. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
they just hit him and it was fine, or maybe that's okay. But I mean, it definitely ended his race. So that's a big impact for Racing Point, and nothing happened. Not even investigation. Nothing. Just that
No,
was
yeah,
good.
nothing at all. Yeah, and I think that was the. I wonder if they actually went to the marshals afterwards and complained, or the stewards. I mean,
I mean, probably. I think Racing Point definitely must have said something.
yeah. Somebody who definitely went to the stewards and complained was Hamilton, I think, for his
For sure.
penalty.
For sure. I think he
Yeah.
got his super license points because he was gonna have like 4 points penalty or 2 points
I'm
deducted.
not,
but
not
I
sure how
think
many Yeah. How
But
many
he
they
got
added?
them. They didn't take them, so he just had the seconds, like the penalty on track. He didn't have anything on his license because
Yeah.
otherwise he would have been 2 points away from a race ban.
Yeah. So just to recap that like whole thing, it was he got 2 penalties for wrongly doing a test start. Um, once from the like pit lane exit, and
Yeah,
then again sort of further on where the pit lane sort of almost joins the track and whatever. If you watch the onboard, and we'll link it below, you can see. I don't know if I have a pen in my hand. You can see that he talks to his engineer, and it's like, well, there's just a load of rubber down here. I don't want to do a test start. There's no point. And he's like, can I do something else? Like, yeah, should be alright. So both of them obviously didn't know or weren't aware of the rules, and that sort of surround that. But like, I thought it was weird that he gets two times 5 seconds.
I think it's just. I think the weirdest point is that Mercedes didn't say anything. I mean, it's such a. I think we said that last week that when they did a mistake or something, it's like such a serious team and they made such stupid mistakes like that. It's insane.
Yeah,
I forgot was
yeah.
it last week or was it last week or the week before? I don't know. They did some stupid mistake too, and it was like,
Oh, the pit lane
huh.
entry. Yeah, when he was driving into the pit lane and it was actually closed.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
How
and
stupid was
they
that?
should have known there was signs, symbols everywhere, and like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and the same thing for this week. How do you accept this kind of mistakes? It's insane.
yeah, yeah.
For
Oh,
a team that is such
absolutely.
about perfection and seriousness and whatever and like all the like that's
Yeah,
insane. I think it's very stupid ways to for Hamilton lose the race and
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
it's just
It was crazy.
lose.
Like he
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't even hear very much from him about that in the interviews. He was just like, yeah, I just want to talk about it, and I was like, um, yeah, kind of crazy. I'm surprised he didn't blame the team more during, or at least I didn't hear any radio
Yeah,
that where he sort of
I
blames
mean,
the team.
he would. I mean, that's Lewis. I mean, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes he's quite vocal about like
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
people, when he's staying out and stuff like that. But yeah,
I think
um,
that would be like an open like. I don't think he would have done like that kind of open criticism, but like he was not happy about it
yeah,
for sure. He was like, "That's crazy," whatever. But just
yeah,
to recap
exactly. And
the
again, it sort of adds to the weird, complicated mess of rules for F1 because last time around he needed to serve that like penalty for driving into the pit lane when it was closed immediately or within like 2 laps.
yeah.
This time around he didn't, but he got 10 seconds, which I didn't understand because it's really like one thing he did wrong. Like he did the test start from somewhere else rather than from where he should have done. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky one. I don't know. It doesn't happen often,
Yeah.
but happened for him, I guess.
No, exactly. But when it
Um,
happens, we get a good race, or we get somebody else winning the race, which is quite fun.
yeah.
So in that case,
Just to recap, why he almost got the, well, he should have gotten like penalty points on his
yeah,
license. But just to recap, how like he got to, I think it was 10 or something, and just to recap how he got all of them, it was 2019 the collision with Albon, that was 2 points. In ignoring yellow flags in Q3 in Austria was 2 points. The collision with Albon again in Austria was 2 points. Pitting with the pit lane close was 2 points in Italy, and it almost was 2 points for the two different, like 1 point for each penalty this
yeah.
weekend. But he actually managed to argue with the stewards, and there was no points deducted. So he's like I think 4 points away from a race ban.
I didn't realize it was 2019 because when does it reset? It resets at the. I thought it resets at the
I
end
think
of
it's
the
a number
this.
of races. I think it's not about season. I think it's
Okay.
because it's gonna reset in Turkey at the Turkish
Right.
Grand Prix.
Yeah.
That's when it's gonna reset. Oh no,
Yeah, that's
not
what I heard.
reset,
Yeah.
not reset. I think it's gonna get some cleared, but not everything.
Oh, okay. So then it's like, right. Okay, that's interesting. Again, like I said, that rule book is so thick.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I don't know. Again, it makes almost no sense to me. Ignoring yellow flags and then like getting the same sort of. It was quite a like they obviously thought it was quite a big issue that he was slow or stopped when other cars was coming by. I guess that was the sort of issue why he got the penalty in the first place. to then not get points on his license when he got points for ignoring yellow flag.
It's weird. Yeah.
Weird. I would have liked to see it because it would have made him super careful and cautious with anything. Because if he had to, like with the points being as they are,
Well, you can have a
um,
race ban. It wouldn't affect much. He still has 44
but like,
points.
yeah, but he is still like that's 25 points he could lose out on to Bottas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Anything to make the season more interesting, man.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think let's go back to the start of the race. I think the science incidents was kind of interesting. Well, it was really surprising. I think that F1 driver does this kind of mistakes where he just misjudged how tight the turn was and just hit the wall like straight on. It was a big impact.
It was weird, like how he just doesn't. I don't think he even corrects his steering as he like gets closer.
I think he was too late already. He knew he was too late.
Yeah.
I think he was like, oh,
he was on a line and then just front left tire into the wall. Man, I don't know. I'm like you said, the track is a little bit weird anyway. I'm not a huge fan of like track limits. Like if just put a gravel pit or like something else there or like grass, right?
And it's kind of dangerous too, like this kind of tight tracks. I don't know if you saw the crash in F2. I think it
briefly.
was a
I think I
sprint
saw
race
some
with
pictures.
Aitken and Giotto. Like they crashed on the outside of the second turn.
Yeah.
And it was a big crash, like a huge crash.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. I think that's why this track is a bit. I'm not sure about this track though, but
then the question is with this track, and I might go. This might be a bit too off topic, but like tracks like Monaco, which I absolutely love, are even worse, in comparison to Sochi. At least there's some runoff area in Sochi, where Monaco. But then that's the history of the sport. I don't know. And Sochi is a new addition, so.
I mean, I think that the thing with Monaco is that you get less. I think the speed is a bit slower. Like you don't get as fast, and also the battles are. I don't think you get that huge crashes. I mean, often like if you miss your brakes fail or something, then you hit like straight on like at the end of the pit lane straight. But apart from that, I think in Monaco it's like the barrier is so close that you won't have time like to hit very hard. It's like there's
true.
There's nowhere where you can just like fly on and just like it's like the chicane. After the tunnel, there's a chicane where often like if it's a big crash, you're gonna be there. Always gonna be after the pit lane. But apart from that, it's like there's no real like super hard impact except like maybe the swimming pool. So there's only like three spots where it can be bad. But I think the Sochi thing is because there's like it's faster, especially like this very fast. Like the left-hander is very very fast. And if you try to battle it out, then if you touch, like you just fly in the wall, like, and it's bad.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of 90-degree turns as well, which are like super tricky in a Formula 1 car. So you're right. Like last time I said I was looking forward to Sochi. Now I'm not so sure if I like the track anymore. It's definitely an interesting one. But I think like that issue or that mistake that Sainz made is just, I don't know, like, he was obviously full of adrenaline from lap 1 and just underestimated that. But weird that he didn't go a little bit more to the right and just try and hit that rather than the wall.
Yeah, that's
weird. It was too late. But
no, that's weird.
Because was it Magnussen or Grosjean?
It was Grosjean. Yeah,
it was
just
Grosjean.
hit it full on. Yeah.
Yeah, he just drove straight through it. Like he didn't even maybe because he knew that Sainz had already made the mistake. He was like, I'm just not gonna heck it. He didn't get a penalty for that, did he?
Not sure. That's what I was thinking. I think he was investigated at least.
Yeah, I think it was investigated.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least he sort of tried. So yeah, it was quite funny because Norris pretty much immediately it was like, what's he doing? Trying to be a hero in lap 1. It's never a good idea.
And then we got a cool battle with Norris, Albon, and Russell. That was a little. I mean, it was weird to see Albon just last and fighting with Russell, but at least the battle was interesting and like the three friends just battling it out. On the
Norris had some issues as well, right, with his car, right? Like he had a steering issue.
I think the steering was feeling weird or something. Not really a big issue, I think, but it was still affecting his driving probably. And probably Russell was happy to fight with Red Bull and McLaren.
Anything Russell could fight with, I mean, Vettel is getting pretty close to fighting with Williams, or was. So any battle they can have, I'm sure they're quite happy with.
Yeah, apart from that, I think
Yeah.
Leclerc finishing sixth, that was insane.
Yeah, that was really good. I thought
Like,
what he extracted out of the car and like his position, everything. But it could have gone, the other way. He could have got a penalty for the accident with Stroll, and things like that. So I think he also got a bit lucky there. And from what I heard, they pitted Vettel later than he wanted, or that he was supposed to. So
I
that
think
he
that
would
the
slow
strategy
down.
is always like a bit average
Yeah.
with Ferrari. So yeah, probably.
But
Leclerc
I think
often
he
gets
slowed
like
down. Yeah, he slowed down the Renaults a bit, so that Leclerc would have a bit more of a gap to get into, and less of a fight, which
Yeah.
Vettel didn't enjoy. That being the second guy to then help out his teammate like that.
I mean, also
Yeah.
Perez did a good job, just fourth. Ricardo, even with the penalty, finished fifth.
Yeah,
Even with a penalty, finished like 2 spots above his teammate, who finished behind the Ferrari. Fiat
Yeah.
somehow, even if he qualifies not as good as Gasly, strategy always like favors Fiat somehow. Even though like Gasly did a good job, like he overtook the Red Bull and the McLaren, so that was really good again, and points. Oh, he tried for the fastest lap at the end, but couldn't because Bottas just got it from him.
I think Bottas got fastest lap as well. Yeah, 26 points there.
Giovinazzi did a good
Ah.
race, just outside the points though. That's a shame.
Yeah, like really good for them.
Even Magnussen, to
it's-
be fair, like 12. That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird to see, Haas is sort of, again, still all over the shop. Looking at this, but yeah, good to see Gasly and Kvyat up in the top 10.
Yeah,
that was
for
really
sure.
good. Kvyat's interview again, like I think I'm becoming a fan of the guy. Just amazing. It was like he sounded like he won the race.
Yeah, I've
It
heard.
was just
I've just seen a quote. I didn't hear the interview, but the quote was insane. He was like, "If
Yeah,
I
he
get
was
it right
like-
on a Sunday, I fly away," or something like that.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
I'm
what?
just flying, and I'm the best. And he was like, mate, you were 8th. Like it's still good, but
What are you
like
talking about? You just were driving your car.
Yeah.
Like nothing crazy happened. You just finished.
yeah.
8th.
Well, link it below, but that was amazing.
And because of strategy, it was not even because of something. He was finished in front of Gasly just because of strategy. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
He didn't do much overtakes or anything. He just got it right with strategy. And it was like, oh yeah.
No, I
if
was just thinking. I don't know if I even saw him in any of the
I
battles.
don't think so
in
at
the
all.
race.
And he was like,
No.
yeah, if I get it right, I just fly away, man. It's just like a
fly.
Superman. I just Superman on
Yeah.
track, man. The Russian Superman.
The Russian Superman with the big testes. Yeah, that was from last week. Was it last week? I think last
I
week
think
where
something
he
like that. Yeah,
was talking about his testes. Amazing. I just enjoyed it. Hey, any entertainment you can get from the drivers is always good. I don't think there were too many radio messages this time around. Did I hear?
I don't think so. I think just
from them?
Ricciardo was saying like, they said like, oh, you have a second penalty, and he was like, sure, I'll just drive faster, and that's exactly what he did. Exactly that.
My bad. I'll make sure you know.
And the guy was like,
Yeah.
thanks, mate. He was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Think of it. And then the whole Hamilton thing. You could just hear Hamilton complaining or like being like, "Oh, this is crazy" and all that.
I mean,
Kinda
the
understandable,
only radio
kinda
message that
not.
was a bit like interesting was at the end after the checker flag was passed. Bottas was like, again, I'm like, I like the guy and everything, and I think just, definitely like if you do good stuff and you win and stuff, you need to be happy, and it's cool to be happy. I think though you have to keep, you have to maybe be proportionate about what actually happened and why you're there, and like just be happy, sure, but like the comments you do after, just maybe check yourself. Like I think Bottas was very much like, he was like in Melbourne like last year when he actually dominated and won the weekend, was like, yeah, to whoever you concerned, like bleep you, whatever. And then like, oh yeah, so good. And then this time it's completely different, man. And I don't think he got it. I think he just think that he won because of, I don't know, like because he like, somehow dominated Hamilton. But the reality is he couldn't pass Hamilton, and he
Yeah.
was behind and couldn't do anything. And then because of Hamilton got the 10-second penalty, then he finished first. That's
Yeah.
the reality of the situation. And he was just so excited about like, and he sounded like he was like, oh yeah, man, I just dominated Hamilton. Oh my god! And then like to whoever like criticizing me, look at that, how good I am. I can actually win if Hamilton gets a 10-second penalty and I finish
Yeah.
first, and even if I qualify third, it's like.
That's what. Yeah. That's yeah.
And he
Again, like
finished
when
like
Hamilton has
he
a bad day,
finished
that's when
like
people
20.
other people win.
Yeah, it was not that. Yeah, not crazy. Like 20 seconds in front of Hamilton.
Yeah, I've got like 22 seconds written down. Yeah,
And
so he
Hamilton
wasn't
had
like
to
that
like
far behind.
he had to catch. He had to like overtake people and stuff. Hamilton, so he lost time there too. So
Yeah, it was
I-
like eighth at some point, wasn't he, or something like that?
yeah, he had to. I think he was
10th.
behind Leclerc at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think he just
Obviously,
like
that car was kind of.
it's like sure you won the race, cool for you, but at the same time it's like yeah, careful though. Like just don't
Yeah.
don't show off too hard. You know what I mean? It's like it's cool to win, but just maybe don't brag too much. Don't be like oh you see how good I am. It's like man, wait for next week though, because I
Yeah,
mean,
how good you are in like the fastest car in clean air, right? Okay, fine.
yeah,
You
and then
know?
like if your teammate is not there, like that's how good you are. It's like if your teammate is not there, and you have the best car in the grid, you can win. And also like again,
Yeah.
nothing against him. He's a cool guy and everything. He's a good driver.
Oh, absolutely.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, for sure.
I don't. Didn't he learn from like past experiences that if Hamilton has a bad weekend, he comes back like a monster the next weekend? I mean, I don't want to be Bottas
Yeah.
next weekend. He literally like he was out qualified by like more than half a second by his teammate this week. Like on a track
Yeah.
he's supposedly the best at, and then won because I don't know penalties and stuff. Next week, Hamilton is gonna get to the Nürburgring like a monster. Like he's gonna want to win it all. Like I cannot wait to see his performance. It's gonna if he does like every time like he has a bad weekend and comes back, it's gonna be insane. He's gonna be like a
Yeah.
untouchable guy. So
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. It's in Germany, der große Preis der Eifel 2020. Ja, natürlich, klar. Hopefully with terrible weather.
hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, which we had like similar like last year in Germany was not great
Yeah.
weather.
Was not good for Mercedes though, but hey,
Yeah, no, but I still think makes for an interesting
I mean,
race.
last week
Uh,
Netflix was with them, and then this week Netflix was with them, and Lewis both had a bit of a problem with when Netflix is in the garage.
Yeah. I just I can't really feel bad for Hamilton. Like the man is dominating, and it's kind of but for really not that much of a fault of his own. Obviously, he asked for it, and you got to give him it. But his team should have known better on both occasions.
I think
Yeah.
I think he was. People were like, even the commentators were like on Sky were like, "Oh yeah, now Bottas wins the race and starts to close up to his teammates on the champ." I was like, guys, Hamilton still finished third. I mean, he closed up by like what 10 points or like 5. I don't know, like
Yeah.
something like maybe less than 10 points. He's
11,
still
11 points
44.
with the extra.
He's still 44 points away. Like, come on. Like it is. It's not like he was. Oh yeah, now we're 2 points away. Like that's super close. Never been that. The battle is insane. No, he's still like almost 2 wins on top of Bottas. You could
Yeah,
almost like
exactly,
DNF
like-
twice, and Bottas could finish like first and third, and he would still be on top.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, let's chill a bit. It's like he's still very much like in front, and Bottas just barely. I think now he's second, but he's still very close to Verstappen. I think.
Yeah,
I
I think he is quite close to Verstappen. I've just clicked away from it.
I think
But
because
like-
Verstappen DNF'd, I think the last weekend or something, it was not good for him. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I really hope that there's a nice battle between the two of them going on. But again, it looked like that Verstappen even in second wasn't able to chase.
I mean, he
or,
didn't
like,
have the
come
pace
close
for.
or, like-
He didn't have the Mercedes pace for sure.
Yeah,
Like
just
this weekend.
didn't quite have the pace.
That's why I
but he
think he's
outqualified him
definitely
already,
happy
so-
with second because that's the best he could have
Oh
done,
yeah.
really.
Who wouldn't be?
But I think just wait for
Yeah,
next
for
week. I
sure.
think Hamilton is gonna when he doesn't speak much after the race, this week he really didn't speak much. He was like,
No,
"I'll
he
take the
didn't.
points I got, and I'm gonna get out of here." And that's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
even what he said in the interview. And I was like, "Okay,
Off to my nice penthouse somewhere in LA, California. I actually don't know where he lives.
a bit everywhere, I would
Relaxing for a
say."
week and then back to it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Shall we?
determined guy for sure.
Yeah. Shall we wrap things up? I mean, I
Yes.
don't know how many more things we should talk about. We didn't even do our predictions this time around.
For the race, yeah, we didn't speak about what we said.
No, we didn't speak about predictions.
What did we say
Oh,
for the
wow.
race?
Interesting. I said Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. Boring.
Yes.
You said Bottas, Verstappen, and Albon.
Close. I have two right at
Close.
least.
I mean, I don't know if you get minus points for having one like Albon who's actually really far away.
I mean, he's in the points. He was 10.
He's in the points. He's in the points. That's true. He did.
I had an DNF for Hamilton though, but
Yeah.
I mean, almost happened. Like you never know. Like
Yeah. You could call it a DNF for Hamilton.
something happened for Hamilton.
But yeah.
Like something major happened.
Something negative is going to happen for Hamilton. Our Ferrari predictions were both the same. Ninth, unless it. Oh no, I wrote it wrong. Ninth for Leclerc, I had, and 11th for Vettel, and you had 9th for Vettel and 11th for Leclerc.
Well, we got it wrong. So
You still- Yeah. But you're still rooting for my main man, Vettel.
I mean, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him at Aston Martin next year already.
I think let's just forget 2020 for Vettel and just let's get on for next year for him. I think
Exactly. I just hope he has some good races and gets like some points would be nice for Vettel. That's all I want now.
It was a
Get him in
bad
the
weekend
points.
for McLaren to say.
Yes, yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah, we didn't even talk about those.
Like
obviously
15th
Sainz
for Norris.
hit the
That's
wall.
it.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
No points
That's
at
a
all.
shame as
So
well.
that's not good because Renault scored quite a few points this weekend. Even
Yeah.
though
Strong weekend for Renault.
Ocon was average, but Ricciardo just.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. I hope like for them that Alonso is gonna be as good as Ricciardo. Otherwise, they're gonna lose a big weapon there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I think apart from the Hamilton thing, not much happened really. Like the first lap. and then
Yeah, I mean that was
pretty much it.
It was the whole like excitement. I mean, it was a nice bit of battling, in like the midfield or endfield. You had Albon, Gasly, Norris towards the end.
I mean,
They were
it's
sort of
always
battling it
when
out.
you watch the race highlights nowadays. I mean, to be completely fair, like you get excited by the midfield like battles. That's it.
Yeah.
And even during the race, you just the only thing that is interesting to watch is the midfield battles, because that's where they
Yeah.
actually, risk stuff. They do like around the outside of it. Like they just go.
Around the outside,
crazy.
yeah. It's like you hear the commentators like, we never see someone overtake there.
Even like Checo,
usually
like
doesn't work, but it's crazy.
Checo was overtaking Ricardo in the inside of the long left hand, like the turn to left. That was like Albon like almost getting squeezed to the wall by Giovinazzi and just passing in under the bridge.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
it's just a lot of cool stuff happening, but that's it. In front, nothing much happened. So
No, exactly. Yeah, the front is kind of
that's why it's
kind of
like
boring.
it's very much like I think next year should be very good, and then I think the following years should be hopefully good for Formula One.
yeah.
I think we
20.
it would be so much better if there is no like this gap between like the top four and then like the rest, because otherwise you would get very exciting races because people would battle actually. And you wouldn't be all on
100%, yeah,
strategy.
for sure.
You wouldn't be like all on strategy. It would be actually like
Yeah. It would just
overtaking
be a
and
bit more on
stuff.
the drivers and their abilities and things like that. Yeah. 100%. I mean, for me, because I was, like I said, I'm in Germany. It was one of the most boring races because the German commentators, I don't know what happened. Like, I was here during the summer. One of the first podcasts we did was in this room, and the commentators were great. They were fresh. They were excited to watch F1, and it was awesome. They had Rosberg on, doing a bit of commentary and stuff. And this weekend, like honestly, I should play you some of the stuff. There was just minutes where just nobody said anything. It's like I was like, yeah. Then one of them was like, oh yeah, and then just didn't say anything again for a couple of minutes. And then there was one overtake, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And he was like, and yeah, he's overtaking him. Yeah, all right. It's like they were watching, like looking at their watches, like ready to go home.
to
and
get
then-
out of here. I have the kids to pick up my kids at the.
Yeah, exactly. Like thinking about what to have for breakfast on Monday or whatever when they get
Yeah,
home.
that's weird.
Man. And that's like prime time. Like in the UK, we've lost it because Channel 4 doesn't have the rights anymore. in Germany you can still watch it live on free TV. And it annoys me that they're so bad at it. Like us two would do a better, like 10 times better job at commentating the race than them lot. Oh my god. So yeah, maybe we should do a petition for, the channel's called RTL or RTL.
Oh, we have a radio that's
Um,
called LTL here in France.
Yeah, exactly. RTL is like one of those like European, I think, companies. Please, if you're listening, which you're probably not, myself and Matt would do a better job. I'll have to teach Matt some German.
Yes,
but
I'll have
maybe
to,
we'll just do it
get
French,
better at German.
French
I can
German
say a few
commentary.
words though, but I can do in my
Exactly,
few
yeah.
words.
No swear words. But I still think like what they did at that Grand Prix was the worst commentating I've ever seen for any sport ever. Period.
Oh, okay,
right?
that's harsh. Okay.
It was, my God, it was so bad. My dad was actually telling me because he watches it, but he watches it for a different reason. He watches it to fall asleep to on a Sunday. Now I understand why.
This weekend was really one of the prime ones to fall asleep to, though.
It was
Especially the
pretty-
one speaking. I mean, definitely
Yeah.
that's the perfect way to fall
Exactly.
asleep.
It's like it's just the the quiet sound. Well, not, yeah, depending on how loud the TV is, of the engines going.
I mean, sometimes
It's kind of like-
I fall
kinda
asleep too,
relaxing.
but this weekend somehow it was very boring and I didn't fall asleep. So
Yeah, today. But usually the Sky commentators do an awesome job to like make things interesting and tell you everything, all the strategies all the time. So yeah, that's really what I was expecting. Didn't get that this time.
sadly, yeah, that's
Yeah.
let's look for next week. It should be an exciting race next week for sure. After.
Yeah, it's a new track, right? So what are
Well,
your
we're
maybe
coming
we'll just
back
do
to
some
it. It's not like a
predictions.
brand new one, but it's we're coming back to it from a few
Yeah,
years
but
back.
one that we haven't had in a while, right? Like I
Yes.
don't know when the last time was we
Maybe
had.
maybe they're gonna do like a little special short film with an F1 on the Nordschleife. That'd be good. That'd be
That would
really
be
good.
nice. That'd be good.
I don't know
Oh,
how would they would take the bank corners, but who knows?
I don't know.
He was
It'd be pretty rough.
the 24 hours of the Nordschleife this weekend,
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
and
saw
the
any,
weather was insanely bad. Like if it would have
Yeah.
been F1, that would have been awesome because they couldn't see almost anything in the cars. So too bad,
Yeah.
I really hope it's gonna be raining too because otherwise we would have missed it by a week. The bad weather, and I really want bad weather. That would be, it's definitely what
At
we
least
need.
one race with really bad weather would be nice for this season.
Yes.
Just to mix things up a little bit.
And Germany
Yeah.
is definitely a signature feature of it. So let's just do it.
Exactly. Germany has very, very mixed weather. So yeah, I just looked it up. 2013 was the last time F1 raced at in Germany or the Nürburgring. So 7 years it was. Yeah. So that should be interesting. Like a lot of drivers. Well, a lot of the young drivers haven't driven there before. Hamilton obviously has, and people like that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and they were quite good, I think, back in the day. So I think it's gonna be a very interesting one to see like who can actually get up to speed.
Yeah. Matt, what are you doing?
I'm trying to look for some stuff on there. I know my fingers are on the
Twen-
screen because my camera is on the bottom of my laptop, but that's how I gotta do it.
Matt has got one of those amazingly great Dell XPS laptops with the camera right
Yes.
at the bottom of it.
And every
Yeah,
time
they
I try
fixed
to
that
look for
since then.
something, okay, I can look for the weather on Nürburgring. Okay, so should have rain on Saturday. Not sure on Sunday though.
Okay.
If we are like Saturday should be rainy. Friday should be rainy too. So we should have at
That's
least
good. That's
free
what we want.
practice and qualifying on the rain. And then Sunday apparently in the afternoon it gets kind of dry. Kind of though. And again
Kinda.
it's like a
Ah.
week out almost, so it can change very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's not looking good even after, so this part of Germany is not looking like a nice part to be at. So
It's actually lovely. Like the Eiffel is beautiful.
but it's gonna rain
but the
there
weather
for
is
like
just-
there is rain, like some kind of rain for the next 2 weeks there. So it looks beautiful though.
So
Must be a
hopefully-
beautiful part of Germany when it starts raining.
Oh, it is. Absolutely is. Yeah. On a sunny day this time of year, with the leaves falling and everything. Highly recommend it.
For sure. Yeah, autumn.
But yeah, shall we just do our race predictions and call it a day?
Yes,
for
let's do that.
this
Let's do that.
podcast. I'm gonna go with qualifying stuff first.
Sure, let's do
I'm
it.
gonna say Hamilton putting the hammer down.
Yes.
Then Verstappen in second and Bottas in third. What are your predictions?
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say the same
Mhm.
thing though, but I'll just go for the usual. No, I'll go for the same. Who cares? I mean, I think that's pretty much accurate. I would say.
Okay, you're gonna do the same. Fair enough.
Even though it's a bit, yeah, I would say it was all like Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, or Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas. So it's pretty much,
Yeah. What are your Ferrari predictions for the
I
qualifying?
would say, that's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be a good one though for Ferrari, just because of the layout and stuff. Doesn't look good for them. I would say again Q2 out. I would say 12 and 15. I mean, the order doesn't really
12
matter, but let's say Leclerc and Vettel, just because it's always Leclerc that gets the
Yeah, okay, Leclerc and Vettel. What was your second one? 12th and what?
15.
15th. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Vettel at his home Grand Prix, sort of home Grand Prix, I guess. It's gonna be 10th. I just really want him to be. I don't think he's gonna, but he.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
And
tricky
Leclerc,
one.
13th for Leclerc. Cool. And then for the race, who are your winners?
Oh, for
of
sure,
next
Hamilton.
week's?
Hamilton for sure. Like
Hamilton. Yeah, like
a
he. It's not gonna make any mistakes. He's not gonna do any stupid starts, and he's gonna look at every board, at every corner, at every
I'd say
time.
Hamilton by like 25 seconds or something on the second.
Yeah. I get like we said last time. He's gonna lap everyone, including himself. He's that good.
Yes, he's gonna lap
He wants it that bad.
everyone.
So really, the question is who's gonna be in second?
Literally everyone is gonna finish with a lap down. Everyone.
then? Yeah, exactly.
Even the safety
That's
car.
just how it goes.
Even the safety.
Yeah.
And then second, I
mine
would
in
say
there.
P2 is gonna be. I can see like, especially if it's wet, I can see Verstappen. I think we didn't take in consideration the wet weather though. So I'd say
No, that's
I'd
true.
say P1 Hamilton, because he's good in the rain. So let's be honest, he's good in the rain. So
Yeah.
P1 him, P2 Verstappen, P3. You know what? Even though he's not in the team I enjoy so much, even though he's a French team, I'd say Ricciardo third.
Okay.
Just
I'd love
because
to
I
see
hope
that.
he's gonna get a really stupid tattoo for
Yeah.
Cyril Abitbol. So
Yes,
that's the only
that
hope I
would be
get.
really good. Absolutely. I'm gonna say Hamilton, of course, Verstappen second, and then.
I hope he
Sainz.
chooses like if Ricardo would choose, I hope he would choose like a McLaren logo.
Oh, that would be best. You should just choose like some like, but like slightly hidden, but kind of obvious, like a bit of a logo. That would be so good.
That would
Oh
be
my
the
God.
best.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah. What are your Ferrari predictions just to round everything off?
Okay, let's hope Vettel somehow, it's a miracle. German people just get on the track and actually lift this car and launch it to the front of the of the pack. I'd say some points for Vettel at least for his home race. So let's
I'm gonna. Shall I write it down like that? Some points for Vettel.
yeah, let's say some.
Yeah, is that as good as it gets?
Let's say ninth. Let's say eighth.
Ninth.
Let's
Oh
say
my
eight.
God.
Let's say eight, just because let's be crazy.
Okay, eighth. Wow. Could you imagine?
That'd be good.
People would go crazy for eighth.
Or it'll be like
And Leclerc.
and Leclerc. Let's say 10th.
Okay.
That's a good thing for Ferrari though. They can finish both in the top 10. No, not 10th. Let's say Leclerc out, DNF.
Leclerc DNF.
Like something of like like in Nürburgring last year, like he just slid out of the race, like just hits like gently,
Yeah.
gets spins out of the track
Yeah.
because of the wet
Gently,
weather.
quietly. Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna say crazy race. Vettel. I'm gonna say sixth. Oh, I'd love to see that. And Leclerc. I got Leclerc in ninth, so I'm gonna leave him there.
Did you see your top 3? You didn't say your top three.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, I said Hamilton, Verstappen, and Sainz in third.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Carlos Sainz.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. So
I mean, that's you kind of right though, because like Renault, when it's not dry and perfect, they're not the best. So maybe McLaren could be actually there. Could be.
yeah, exactly. So I'd love to see that.
Racing Point, we know that if it's gonna be wet, they're gonna be nowhere. So
That car doesn't work when it's wet.
probably gonna be
They
last
just don't know.
in 18 and 19. Something.
Yeah. They basically got everything from Mercedes except the wet weather add-on.
The wet
right?
map.
You know, you gotta pay.
It's like the wet
The
part
wet-
of
the wet ma- yeah.
the wet part of the user guide. That was ripped out of the user guide. They
It's
can't
like-
figure it out.
What are these last two pages? Why are they missing? Don't worry about that. It's just
Nah, it's
fine.
not probably not important.
No, exactly. The car will work 90% of the time. Don't worry about the last 10%. It's fine.
You get a good deal out of
Penny
it.
Stroll didn't pay enough money for you. All right, Matt. I enjoyed talking to you as always,
Yep.
and everyone who was listening. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you
We
very
will
much.
see you next time for the German Grand Prix. I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Should be fun. Let's hope it's a great one. Bye bye.
Definitely. Bye.